Here comes someone.
Well. So you're still half face. We're editing this, so
You're this.
hey.
Oh, okay.
So just go a little bit more to that way. Okay, that's good. But we still got Gary. You can see half her face, right?
Yeah, we can't see your left eye.
You see this.
There. Okay.
Yes. Close.
Wait.
Nope.
Here?
There. Yes,
Perfect.
Yes.
Don't move.
Okay.
Yay. Okay, well, I'm gonna prop it up with something.
Wait, hold on.
Or I can shake a little bit too.
Well, good.
How about now?
Yes. Perfect. Hi, Fabiola. Maybe you'll mess it up. Oh no! Hi. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Gary. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Had a dinner party last night, and there was lots of wine flowing, so I'm going to be whining about the wine.
And did you have any wine?
I tried
Don?
a thimbleful, or 12 or 20. So yeah, so it was a really good time. It was really nice. Had a great day. The weather's wonderful here. The front yard is finished. It's all good. Life is good.
Oh, good. Nice.
How about you?
Oh, good. It's been a good weekend. I had a nice gathering last night with a bunch of friends from our high school. We were 12 people, and we dined for sushi at a downtown restaurant in San Mateo, which coincidentally the owner and chef also went to our high school. His name is Victor Onizuka.
Oh gosh, I remember.
He was
him.
the year ahead of us.
Yeah.
So the restaurant is Toki's. It's been around forever. It used to be in Foster City, but for many years now it's been in downtown San Mateo. So what started out as people saying, hey, a few of us should get together for dinner. So, but it was nice. We had a nice dinner. You know, there's really good food. And then afterwards, one of our friends has an Eichler home up in the hills. So we all converged on his house with dessert and hung out there for a couple hours. So it was nice. Yeah, it was a nice little gathering.
What are we talking about this week?
Well, today we have another guest under the umbrella of nobody got time for that. Now, I didn't know this until she fessed up that she's not quite 60 yet. But you know what? She'll be there. She'll get there. So she's coming a little early to the party. But it's someone you've known longer than I have because you two work together, right? So we'll go into that. So do that and then just kind of catch up. I do have a funny little story I want to share with you as we do. Or I can wait until after our intro.
Whatever you want. Just make sure we get it in under the wire.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's start with, we're Don and Gary doing 60.
Well, let's take a break and come back and do that, shall we?
Okay, let's
good.
do that.
Follow the script. Welcome to Don and Gary doing 60. Hi. We're here to unwrap and unpack navigating the world at this age.
Oh, there we are.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, wherever amazing podcasts are found. We're also on Instagram at Don and Gary doing 60. And if you want to see all of this and all of that.
All of it.
Tune in to us on YouTube at Pfeiffer Pod, Don and Gary doing 60. And we now have a Blue Sky account, and that Blue Sky account is Don and Gary doing 60, bsky.social. So we're hitting all of it.
Wow. Something new for the kids.
Like the kids are doing it all, so we're doing it because we're kind of like kids too. Anyway,
well,
sorry.
we used to be.
Well, whatever. Okay, so sorry. Do you have time to tell your story?
Oh, yeah. No, it's a quick and funny story. Okay. I was at breakfast yesterday by myself, so you can't help but hear other people's conversations at tables nearby.
Right.
I'm not an eavesdropper, and I don't like to gossip, but here's what I heard. No. So there's three ladies sitting at the table behind me who were Latinas, young Latinas. So what I love is, because this happens in my household too, with my mom, is that the Spanglish comes out. And
claro, yes, yeah. Yeah.
So there was just one little segment that caught my attention because they were talking about someone, I don't know who, but they said, oh, she's young. And the other one says, girl, she's almost 30. implying that, well, she's not that young. And I'm like, hey, I was going to turn around like, 62. But that was just so fun. He's like, well, yeah, she's young.
So part of the conversation was in Spanish, and part of it was the English.
Yeah.
Like, she's almost.
I mean,
30.
this little part was. That was just what they said was girl. She's almost 30. Like,
Okay.
what are you talking about? She's young.
Okay.
I thought that was cute.
It's very cute.
I want to see how observant you are because there's something new about this today.
I'm gonna say it's your backdrop.
Yes.
Yes.
So, because as we know, I've mentioned several times, is that I work out of my home, and we closed our office. We didn't renew the lease. We didn't want to, which is fine.
Right.
Save money, save gas, all that. But I have a lot of samples and things I had to bring with me because I send stuff out to clients and our sales reps. So I have a 1-bedroom condo. Mm-hmm. So I don't have a lot of space. So behind me were like stacks of plastic bins with samples of vinyls and metal samples and stuff like that. And I would always see it in the back, so I'd like cover it with a tablecloth or something. And because this is not on Zoom, I can't blur out my background.
Right.
And so, what you see is what you see. So I thought I need to get one of those Japanese shoji screens, the 3 or 4 panel, black wood with a white rice paper. I thought it would be fancy, right? But they're expensive. I bought this. I'm showing 3 panels now, but it's actually 4 panels. I can maneuver them. Okay. So it's just black fabric panels, but Target $50.
Okay. Look at
And
you.
I was, I was a fan of Target, but since the recent changes where they eliminated DEI, I'm like, I'm one of those people that I'm doing my best to avoid them.
We are all trying to do that.
But, I don't want to get political, but, I needed a screen. So I was weak and I ordered it online.
Well, you look like a professional. That's good. That's a nice change.
As opposed to...
Well, now you don't show us your Hummel collection or your Christmas tree in back behind.
My Christmas tree is to my left. I can't put that away.
Yeah. So just to give the audience just a little bit of information, when Fabiola joins us for our segment, she might be having to do a little bit of adjusting with her angles, because I'm not sure exactly where she's going to do this, and I had to kind of coach her a little bit so she wasn't like this throughout the recording. So,
off camera,
half of her
center.
face was like this the whole time. So
Oh no!
So we might have to either take a break, or we can do it. We'll do it and not stop recording when she joins us to see how comical this is.
It'll be a real behind-the-scenes look at how a podcast is put together.
Yes, it is. That'll be one thing to do.
It's your flaws and all, or excuse me, our flaws and all.
Or your warts and all.
Oh, but
Just
is it
kidding.
still showing? I don't know.
No, not anymore.
But what else? No more
nothing.
bathrooms to repair?
No, I'm not spending any more money on any more houses. I am done. We just got the whole...
Well, here's the problem. You keep buying them, so stop buying houses.
I do what I have to do. I'm just looking forward to spring. I don't want it to be cold anymore.
And any ventures to Palm Springs in the near future?
Actually, yes. Next week we are going to go see Dionne Warwick at the request of our friend Chris for his birthday. He wanted to see Dionne Warwick do her thing. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not even sure how old she is anymore, or is now. So it'll be interesting to see.
She's going to be here in Oakland appearing. I saw her years ago.
Did you?
It was in person, and her son, who I didn't know sang, appeared with her. And so she did some solos, and they did some duets. But even back then, this was several years ago, she's older. She's got probably in her 80s. I'm going to look it up in a second.
Yeah.
But she, the voice is not what it used to be. True. So the duet with her son helped, and I think he was kind of doing the heavy lifting. So I was a little surprised to see that she's touring again. And I'm sure it's not a big tour.
No.
Did it say, is she appearing with anyone else?
I don't know because I didn't buy the tickets, but we did last night at dinner pull up a couple of her, because I remember having her, and this is really going to date me, having some of her albums on cassette.
Yeah.
That's what Friends Are For. There's a whole bunch of...
She had cassette.
A bunch of music, right? But, I was trying to remind my friends, like, she had a huge career before the 80s, resurgence that she had with Burt Bacharach.
Right. Oh yeah.
He did a lot of music. She was very popular, and I remember like Walk On By, and
Those are like the late '60s ish, and then
yes,
she had her resurgence with
That's What Friends Are For. Is
yeah,
that
that
right?
one, and then she had a couple albums, won a bunch of Grammys. She is 84 years old right now.
84. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
When I'm 84, I hope I'm singing at a casino too. I might be singing by the jackpots or by the
Slot machines.
slot machines. Thank you. I'll
Yes.
probably be 84 by a slot machine singing with a cigarette. That's what friends are for. But yeah. So I guess we're gonna just tread water until she shows up.
I was never good at that in school. I'd hang near the edge and have one hand on the.
Just paddle. So she's late now officially. So she doesn't get paid for appearances like what we usually do. So I'm not saying
Time
her-
is money, honey.
Oh well.
Sorry.
Hi, Fabiola.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I-
So I'm trying to figure out how long ago that I've seen you.
Pre-COVID?
For sure, pre-COVID. Because I popped in
2019.
a couple times when you guys had the store, but that was how many years ago? In San Mateo. And Don, when's the last time you saw Fabiola in person?
Bobby, I don't think we've seen each other in a long time. I know we've texted a couple times back and forth. Your daughter was in Los Angeles, I think, and you'd asked me about whether she was staying in a bad neighborhood. Do you remember
Yeah.
that? You said,
Yeah.
So
No.
my daughter's in LA. Is
Yeah.
is this a bad place to stay? Like,
So let's take people back. So the
Yes.
two of you met how long ago and under what circumstance?
I don't remember.
I
the
was
year.
applying for a part-time job
And it was at Macy's,
at
right?
Macy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Up here in the Bay Area or down south? In the
No,
where?
up here in the Bay Area, downtown.
Okay. And so how many years ago do you think?
Oh God, Fabby, that's got to be 90s, right?
97?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh
think
my
so.
God, yeah. I think it was 97.
Yeah.
So only 28 years ago. That's all.
Yeah,
And you
okay.
were you being hired by Dawn or just working
Yes.
at this? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I am responsible for the trajectory of her stellar career.
No, it is true. No, it's no lie.
No, I think we
Yes,
had so much
yes.
fun. Well, I think we
We
had a
did.
lot of fun. We were working there too because we goofed off a lot. I would go I don't remember. Do you remember, Gary? You worked at Macy's too, right? So
I
you
worked
know.
at the Hillsdale store in San Mateo for about 4 years, yeah.
I
Oh,
remember. Yeah. So, but I remember one thing I would do a lot is that we had this. I think we worked in like ladies' career clothing or something, right, Fabby?
yeah. Yeah.
Well, sometimes.
Better sportswear.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. So as a joke, sometimes I would literally go by to people and like take a tea stand and knock it over and walk by. Do you remember me doing that ever? I would just I was horrible. I was a manager too, and it's like I would go by and full rolling racks of stuff, just push it over and say, "Go pick that up." I was joking. I would pick it up, but it was like a joke. So.
But were you doing this in front of customers where they're like
No, no,
horrified
when
by your
the store-
actions?
No,
No.
when it was closed.
Okay.
It was closed. Yeah.
We would get there like 6 or 7 in the morning to do floor set.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know how
So,
we
I
made
mean,
it to work the next day.
I don't.
But you obviously hit it off because
Well,
you're still around.
yeah. But
Talking to
also,
each other.
There's.
I'm still around, or
gonna
he's
put
still
a-
around?
We're
Well, I
both
can't
still
imagine.
around.
I can't believe he's still around. But yeah.
But I
Okay.
do have a couple of photos that I'm going to put on the screen as I edit this, where we've gone out to, was it La Rendaya over in the
Mission?
In the Mission, yeah.
Yeah.
There were some. I've got some interesting pictures of you, Fabiola. Believe it or not. And there's some play. You were meeting a nice young woman, and she's kissing you, I think. And then I didn't.
Yeah, no, that-
Yeah,
that-
there was.
Oh, the stories.
Yeah, so that was when we were much younger back in the '90s, and tequila was flowing freely, usually every night.
And collagen was still up.
So back to the
Okay.
Fabiola, thank you for joining us. We're very happy, and we know you're not part of the 60 Club. You're not ready yet to join that one because you're not quite there yet. But something we like to talk about, just how people's lives are going later on in life, and I'm not saying yours is later on, but we're at a certain age right now where a lot of things might have shifted. We wanted to talk with you about that and see how your life is going, and talk about how your life is going, how you have some children, you have some life events that have taken place. I guess one of the things, Gary, if you don't mind, I'll just jump in. So one of the biggest questions I always ask to the guests that come in about this have you, in your career, or even recently, received or been exposed to any kind of ageism on your job or your skills? Has anyone ever exhibited that? And you don't have to be specific, but have you ever had that thrown at you?
I think for me, well, in retail, I think we're sometimes I feel lucky that that's not as much part of it. Maybe because I moved on to where more mature women shop, so I don't feel that and I don't see that. The other day, this lady was telling me like, "Oh, honey, don't worry about it. You're still so young." And I said, "No, I'm going to be 58 in April." And she goes, "Oh, you're almost," and she didn't finish her sentence. Well, she was 85.
She said what?
So she can say whatever she wants to. And
Honey,
I
you're
said,
still
I
so
know,
young.
I think of that too.
But how do you feel? How do
But
you feel?
I like kind of always wonder, like, I can't believe that. Is that really happening? Like, how is that even possible? Because like the body and the mind, they're not together. You know? Does that make sense?
So does it make you think more about your age? I mean, like, oh, I'm going to be, like you said, I'm going to be 58. Is that a concern of yours, or is it just kind of like, oh, it's just another number, it's just another year?
Um, I think it's just for right now. I feel like, oh, it's just another number, it's just another year. Because I started so late and my kids are still young, so
Okay.
it doesn't, you know. I should.
So that they keep you young.
A lot of people my age are already grandmother. Lord forbid
Yeah.
to be a grandma, right? So I'm not like where I'm supposed to be, but then I am where I'm supposed to be.
No, I only asked that question because there's some people who are triggered by a
No,
certain age, whether it's
I don't
30 or
feel it
40
yet,
or whatever.
but I feel it in the body.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Gary, go ahead and answer that.
No, I was saying that the reason I asked that question is because for some people, turning a certain age may, whether not a monumental, but an age like a 30 or 40 or 50,
Yeah.
whatever the age is. For some people, it's like, oh, they feel like it's going to be a big change or a shift. And it's really on that person's individual attitude and approach
Yeah.
to it. Like for me, it's, I sometimes have to think about, oh, I'm 62. I don't dwell on it. Right. So
Yeah.
it's never been an issue. But for others, it could be a touchy thing. Maybe they could go through a depression or some other shift because they're thinking more about where they are in their life.
I don't think so. I think I feel fortunate and lucky that I have genes that makes me look like not my age.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, I'll be at work and can I see your ID? And they pass me their ID and I'm like, 71? How's that possible? What happened?
Yeah.
like they were, you're born in 71 and like, okay, you had a rough life. Okay, here's your ID back. So it makes, so sometime at work, it gives me a
But just so we're
perspective, like,
clear, you
oh,
don't say that out loud to them, right?
oh God, no. There's like a little bubble in my head. Oh, so I think that's, yeah, and people, I feel like they get surprised to find out how old I am. But some morning I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, no, that's my age.
So the body tells you something differently.
Oh my God, yeah. Driving to work, that's like 35 minutes, 40 depending. And then when I get out of the car, I feel like I was sitting for an 8-hour shift.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, God, I hope nobody's watching because I'm like, I limp for the first 40 seconds. I'm literally limping for the first, like, I'm like, this is not right. I shouldn't be walking like this. This is ridiculous. I'm like, no one, park in the back. No one sees you parking back there. Yeah, I like just sitting 40 minutes, I'm stiff. So the body and the mind, it's like two different people.
Right. And you said you have 2 kids, and so I imagine that they
No,
help
3.
keep you young. Oh, 3, okay. And how old
Yeah.
are they?
What are we at now? Are we the even age? So 16, 18, 20. Yeah, so I'm still,
When did that happen?
huh?
When did
When did I
that
have time to do that?
Yeah.
Well, 20 years ago, 18 years ago, and 16 years ago. No.
But that's amazing. Congratulations. And one of them is off to college now, right?
2 actually are. So Serene is a junior at San Francisco State,
Okay.
and her major is child development, so she wants to helping fix the kids before they're even at that age. Mateo is at UNLV.
Okay.
He's a jazz major, so that's his life. He breathes, lives day in and day out jazz.
Nice.
I saw your post, Fabiola, of him playing right now. You must be so proud. I mean, did
Uh,
you see that coming? Was he always, I mean, obviously he's playing.
no,
No.
because at the school that they went, in fifth grade, they all start with, they can join the music class if they want to, and then they have to get there at 7:30 in the morning or whatever, or 8, before school starts, basically. So they have a half an hour, 40 minutes of music session. So Serene took flute, and my nephew and nieces, they played instrument, then Mateo and then Leah played. And then from fifth grade, and they went to middle school, and they still joined and they still continued music. But I feel like maybe between 8th grade and freshman year for him, when he went to in freshman year in high school, that's when he just kind of, for me, I feel like that's when he kind of took off. And the high school that he went, I feel like he has a good teacher where he gave him the liberty to, not to do whatever he wants to, but to really just discover himself in music. So while kids after school are, either getting in trouble or they're playing sports or they're hanging out with another, he was in the music.
And he's playing jazz, which is very subjective
Oh,
because jazz is not usually written down. Jazz is what he's
yeah,
feeling, right? Wow.
yeah. And jazz to me was one of those things, oh, I don't listen to that. Like, who listens to that? And now sometimes I find myself in a car and I'm driving going, oh, yeah, that's a clarinet. Oh, yeah, that's it. Like, I recognize instruments now because of him. But it was fun because I got to drive him to all the music show and all the events. So now, of course, I don't get to see him play. So on October 9th, which was his birthday, his school played at the Vegas library. Library has this huge auditorium. It's beautiful. So he's going to play there. And I called to say, are you guys going to record it? And the librarian goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, no, seriously. UNLV, the jazz group is going to be there. And it's my son's birthday today, and I can't be there. So is anyone going to be recording it? Is it going to be live? Is it going to be? And he's like, I'm just a librarian, lady. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you're talking about. But finally, I did find out that his teacher did record it. So it is on YouTube, and I do have it now.
Oh, nice.
Because that was the day that, it was his 18th birthday.
And do you still have one kid at home?
Well, actually, two, because Serene is at state, so she just commutes every day.
Okay.
And she works right on campus. There's a preschool, so that's great. And then Leah is a junior in high school.
Right. So going older didn't mean that you would go turn into an empty nester right away.
Not yet.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to happen for a while.
Well,
At least, I would say at least 4 more years.
okay.
Which, that's going to be right when the house is going to be paid off. So then that's when we're free to move around the world.
Do you see that for yourself in the future if the kids aren't home for you to travel?
Yeah.
And move
Johnson
somewhere
and I
else
talk
or
about
just
all the
travel?
time.
Move somewhere else or just do traveling and
Oh, no. Move out of the Bay Area? No. Just travel in a way where we wouldn't mind where go somewhere for 2 months, 3 months, stay there, and then come back because there'll be a base, there'll be a home. Yeah. Korea is on my top list, Japan, Europe, but nowhere hot or sticky. I don't do hot or sticky or bugs, so Southeast Asia is out of the market. South America is out.
Yeah, I don't like sticky. No, ain't nobody got time for sticky either.
No. No.
So since you bring that up, so you're obviously thinking towards the future, so of travel. So where does work fall into that? So have you thought about, I'm going to work until I'm X age and then retire, or is that not even a conversation or thought yet?
Oh, no. The only problem with, it's insurance, medical insurance. That's the only reason I think most people,
Yeah.
for me, work. Like that's like up here, number one.
Yeah.
When does Medicare kick in? That's what,
67?
67?
No, 72, 39,
I've got
50.
time for that.
No, I want to say it's 65, but I'm still a few years away, so I haven't had that conversation with anyone yet. I know people that, like my brother who's 3 years older, it just depends on how much longer you want to work, right? So if you're still working beyond that, then obviously you're not going to take it. So it's all based on when
I
you
mean,
stop
I
working.
think I wouldn't mind working beyond that if it's part time, where I'm like, oh yeah, I have someone that works for me right now. She only comes once a week, and she comes in once a week. She makes the window pretty. She cleans up the stock room, barely deals with the customers, and then gets her discount, and off she goes home. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Listen, Fabiola, you have always had a good gig because you know how to work those girls and they do lots of things for you. You basically show up,
Yeah,
smile, do your thing. Because every time I visited you at one of
it's
your
true.
jobs, she's like, ah, blah, 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 blah. Oh, let's get coffee. Blah, blah, blah. I gotta go. And she works that place. So you have a good thing. And I'm sure you love the people that you work with.
No, I do.
So you've always had a good gig, but it's like not everyone has to quit at 67 or whatever, 72. If you want to keep working, you keep working. And I think you enjoy it, don't you?
I know, I really do. But the, for me, the only reason I would say I do want to quit is just because I do want to travel.
Yeah.
When I can still be mobile and walking, and
Exactly.
because right now I am having an issue with my feet, because we were walking, Johnson and I were walking actually like, 10,000 steps, roughly 8 to 10,000 steps a day. And now I'm like walking around the block going, my foot hurts. So I can't, I need to get back to it, because how else am I going to, travel through Europe and walk everywhere?
Right.
So honestly, that's my number one issue, or number one thing that I'm trying to fix.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I decided, or I don't know, it's not a final decision, but my goal is at age 67, I will retire. Because like you, I like to travel. So I said, I want to be able to still be young enough to be mobile and get out
Enjoy
there.
it.
Especially the longer trips like to Europe, I mean, they're very taxing. Not just the travel time to get there, but then, you want to get out and walk
The
and see everything.
cobblestone, the stairs.
Right. Hills. So yeah, I'm the same way. So that's kind of what I'm thinking forward is about. Okay, that's the age I'm shooting for. So I'm about 4.5 years away. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
But life doesn't end after retirement either, and that's something we'd like to talk about too. Because depending, whether you choose to work or not work, there's always thinking about what you would like to do with that time when you're not working. And they're kind of traditionally called the go-go years, which means that those are the years after you've decided to stop working, where you go and do things, and you go and do things. So it seems like you have a pretty good plan in place to do that. Yeah, and I think it's
Yeah,
important
because
too.
we didn't do as much travel when the kids were young, and I feel like in a way we did a disservice for them, because some of them are like, they're homebody. They're like, it's okay, and I'm like, no, let's go.
traveling on your own versus taking a family of 5, that's a big difference,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
For me, on the trips that I've done, where I traveled a lot by myself, just because other friends weren't available. And if you're doing Europe for 2 weeks, I mean, at least in my experience, that's like $7,000, airfare, hotel, meals. It's about $7,000 per trip,
yeah.
and that's just one person. So I can't imagine for how a family can do that on any kind of consistent basis. And I didn't travel all the time. I would let several years go by before I would do it again, just because I'd have to save up the money again.
Yeah. No, and that's another reason why we didn't even like going to Disneyland. My God, a
Oh,
down payment.
Nobody can
yeah,
afford
right.
Disneyland. Are you kidding me? It's crazy.
And I can't navigate the whole, you need an app, you need to do this and you need to do that. It's like, can I just go? Why can't I just
Yes.
go? Why do I need an app? We're not doing that. We did
Yeah,
it
I'm the
once
same
and it
way.
was good. And again, like actually, I'm kind of lucky. My kids are not the type of kids that are like, when can we go again? They've never been that way. Even when we were there and we would see a princess, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so and so. Do you want to take a picture? And they would look at me like, that's a lady in the costume. If you want to take a picture, go ahead.
You know, Mom, she's not a
Yeah.
real princess.
You know, she's not a real princess. Yeah, they're very realist.
I wonder where they get that from.
Very strong and opinionated.
Yeah.
I don't know where they get that at all.
Let me ask you a question too. You work with a different group of people. Now, what are you, Gen Z, or what are you? You're not a boomer.
After boomer, what's that?
Well, you're not
No.
a baby boomer, right?
No, I'm not baby boomer. Okay, what's after baby boomer? Is that Gen
Okay.
Z? I don't know.
Whatever. So you're not a baby boomer. Okay, we'll edit that. But so when you work with people of different ages, do you see like there's a big difference in the way they communicate? Like there's some of the younger people that you work with. I mean, they're very technologically savvy. They use a lot of jargon that I don't understand anymore. They use a lot of apps. They're always on their phone like this all the time. Do you notice a big difference? And do you have that in your workplace too right now? Or are your kids like that?
My kids are like that, but then I think I'm like that
Ooh.
because we all have Instagram, we all have TikTok. Well, all, but not Johnson. He doesn't. He's not in social media. So I believe because of them, I'm able to somehow stay on top of it.
Okay. Okay.
But some stuff that they use, I don't know. What's skibbity bitty? I don't know what that is.
What's Skibby Dibby? What's that? What is Skibby Dibby?
Oh, it's just a word they use. I don't know.
Yeah, Don, we can't tell you. If you don't know, just,
Well.
yeah, forget it. Just
Listen, I can barely handle Facebook and Instagram, and now we're on Blue Sky. So, are you on TikTok? Do you have TikTok?
I am on TikTok. I don't do it, but
Okay.
I follow it because how can I not? So the girls and I are always sending things back and forth. Like if something comes up that reminds me of them, I send it to them. If something comes up that reminds them of me, so we're constantly sending things back and forth. And so they'll say, do you even work? Do you work? Or are you just on Instagram all day long?
Well, it's good because your kids probably can teach you a lot of things too, right? They
Oh,
show you things. Because I don't even know how to get on TikTok. I'm not even going to try. It's like too much for me.
oh, it's well, both TikTok and Instagram, I think, but TikTok is worse. You know, you're just like down the rabbit hole and you're like, oh, that's been 20 minutes of that now.
So, I mean, what about at workplace? Do the people are they very similar in age to you, or are they much younger?
No, well, we're five total, two part-timer. The two full-timer, I think, I always forget. I think they're like, uh, in their 40s
Okay.
or just turned 40. One just turned 40 maybe, and the other one maybe is still 37 or 38, which, God, that sounds young, but not really. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So one of them just got on Instagram, and then the other one, she's been on it, and
But you do everything
I have to, got to keep up with the kids.
with the kids.
well, yeah,
Here,
that's the incentive, right? She's got 3 kids, so they feed off each other, and you want to stay
yeah.
connected with them and be involved in their lives. Don has dogs, I got nothing, so there's the difference right there. Fabiola, another question that we ask in these interviews is that even though you're not in the club yet, you still have a few years to go. Do you look back at a younger age, and you can pick the age, 25, whatever, and think, maybe would you give yourself advice of like, what I should have done or could have done back then based on, where you are now? For some people they talk about, I wish I was more confident. I wish I had done this differently. Are you the type that kind of look back and...
I wish I was more financially savvy
That's a good one.
because I think, at 19, like you
We're
just
not
live.
in that. We're not in that mind space at that age, right?
We're
We're
not.
like going with our friends, or if you're the studious type, where am I going to go to college? So you've
No,
got
that
those
was
in
not
mind.
me.
Yeah. No, I would say the same for me. I look back now. I mean, when I bought my home, I'm 62, so I bought it at 40, 41, right?
That's pretty
Which
good
is,
if you
it's
think
still
about
pretty
it.
good. But I
Yeah.
think about one of my nieces who went to college and got a job right out of college, and just really good job, and she's still with the company. She and her husband bought a house several years ago. When she bought it, when I think she was 27,
Oh,
and
that's really good.
here in the Bay Area, which is super
Well,
expensive,
not most people at 27 don't do that
right?
because they're thinking, I don't need a car. I could just Uber everywhere I want. I don't want a house because then there's maintenance and I'd have to, and mortgage
It
because
ties you
they're like,
down.
they
Yeah,
go out. They go out a lot.
yeah,
Dinner, they go out with friends. They do the weekend trips. So everything is like now, now, now. So I know for me, like if I really have to think about it, and think back, it's like, did I needed to do that or did I have to buy that? Really? I mean, working downtown Macy, Union Square, where you go across the street and you go to Neiman's for lunch and you go across
yeah.
the street to Saks and you're like, oh my God, it's only, if the word only comes before, it's only $300. It was 1800, it's only 800 now. You gotta get it. That's, yeah.
Oh, you have to, please. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, it's just we're not
So now
there at that age.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm at work, even though the ladies that I work with, the one that are younger than I am, because they're in their 40s and 30s, I'm a big advocate of 401k. And I'm like, you have it, get it, just even put 10%. And they're looking at me like, what? No, like I need my money now. I'm like, no, you're going to need it later also. So I wish like my young self would have done that.
Right. And it could also be based on, if you have a mentor or a parent that's on you. Like the niece that I mentioned, my brother is, really good about saving and this and that. So I think he
Yeah.
instilled in her the thing about you have to study, you have to do this, you need to be disciplined. And it wasn't a hard ass about it, but I think it kind of helped keep her in line. And like I said, I mean, she's married, she's got a kid, they have a house. She's still doing all her social. They do a lot of social. They have a big group of friends, and they're all in that
Right.
age where they're either getting married or having kids. So very social, but they have the responsibilities of the house. And I think someone at her age, having a different parent or whatever, wouldn't be in the same place as she is. So it's all in like your support system and mentors and things like that.
So
With
for
you,
our
like,
kids,
yeah.
since they started their first job, when they started working, we did the 80-20. So 80% goes into their saving. 20% they could do whatever they want and we can't say anything. You want to buy $20 worth of candy, $20 worth of boba, $20 worth of whatever it is, or 20% of it, we can't say anything. Even if we think that is the stupidest thing they ever bought, we can't.
Yeah.
But that 80% puts away and they can't touch it.
That's super smart.
Obviously, they live in a home, everything is here. It's not like they need to touch that 80%.
Yeah.
So my the youngest one, she goes out with her friends and she works in the cafeteria where her friends work in the cafeteria. Mind you, I don't know about you guys, but when I went to high school, you didn't eat at the cafeteria or work at the cafeteria. That was like embarrassing, in high school. Oh no. Here it's like, it's a cool thing to do. She works there. She comes home with her little, floaty that she made or whatever dessert she made, all this kind of fun stuff. So, but her friends, her guy friends, they're like, let's go out. And she goes, no, I can't. Well, we just got paid. And he's like, yeah, but I get taxed 80%.
No.
It's funny.
And they're like, no, you don't. That's not how it works. She goes, oh no, that's how it works in my household.
In my household, yes. No, but that's great that you have that framework and that discipline for them.
Yeah, because
They may not thank you now, but they'll thank you later.
So, Fabby, sometimes I ask this question too, and it's like I look at it too and reflect on this, but have you in any way become your mother?
yes.
How so? What
In-
traits?
Like, I look in a mirror real quickly and I'm like, oh my God, I just look like her. Or I look down at my hands. And I feel like those are her hands.
Oh.
I think of that more over the physical thing. And then I used to say to her, not everyone's talking about you. Because she'll come in her room. She goes, what? Are you guys talking? Like, no, we're not talking about you. And now I do that. And my kids are saying to me, no one's talking about you. But mostly I think in the physical part, like I'll catch myself and I'm like, wow, I am starting to look like her, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just
No.
weird.
Not a bad thing. It's just like I think sometimes we catch ourselves and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm X number, whatever the age is." Because we talk about this a lot too. It's like it's just a number, but sometimes, especially when you relate it to younger people, like the people that you work with who are 37 or 40, and you're saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm 62, they're 30, I'm twice as old as this person."
Yeah.
So sometimes that gets me a little like freaked
Yeah.
out.
Because at my age, she was like I said, at my age, she was already a grandmother.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I'm like, I'm not a grandmother. My personality is not a grandmother. My age is, but not me, not my mind, not anything about me is a grandmother.
Right.
I got time for
So,
that.
thank you for doing that again. But it's like the thing is, so yes, you're not your grandmother. You're not acting like a grandmother. But for generations that are younger than us, they're so different. Like you said, they don't prepare. It's about now, now, now. So it's great that you're instilling some values with your kids too about this 80-20 that you're getting them prepared and they realize the value of money because so many people who are younger now want to order the food to come to them. They don't know how to cook. They don't want to buy a house because they probably don't know how to fix anything. Because they never
Oh,
fix
no.
anything, right? So,
Yeah, we can't, no,
so it's important.
not in this household. I think like Mateo has helped Johnson. They fixed the stove using YouTube because the igniter was out. Or yesterday they put the new Venetian blind in the girls' room. All the IKEA furniture that we bought, he's put it together. He knows how to cook. Uh,
That's
and
important, actually. Kids need to how to learn how to cook.
yeah, no, I don't know how to cook. No, I don't do any of the cooking. There's no. I'm the dishwasher and the cleaner.
But your husband is quite a good cook, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. You should
Yeah.
see the dinner we had yesterday. I was
Oh,
like, wow, this is like, and then afterward I was like, oh, I forgot to take a picture and post it.
Your TikTok
They
fans
make
await
fun of me
you.
because I'll write, it's what's for dinner, you know?
Yeah.
Tag, it's what's for dinner. So, and we're so, which Johnson is really a good sports, but at the same time, he also asks for feedback. Like, how was it? Was it good? So that he can remake it better. But if someone doesn't know us and there's a camera watching us, they'd be like, that is so mean and rude. This guy just spent how many hours making a meal? We're like, too salty, too this.
Man.
Yesterday was our first time, actually, we bought the salmon from Costco, but it's sashimi grade.
hmm.
So he made it 3 different ways so that it's brine 3 different ways. So to see the flavor, I'm like, well, now I'm never going to go to a sushi bar and order sashimi because we made it better now. Unless it's coming like, that, highest, one of those good Japanese restaurant where it's literally flown in the same day or, yeah, I'm like, well, that's out the window. We're not going for sushi now. So a lot of different things between the kids and him. Leah likes to bake and do different things, and Serena and I were like, we don't do that. People do things for us.
Another question we ask is at your age, are there things that you are better at or wish you had learned to do? And that could be a skill or it could be something else, just with life and knowledge that maybe you could do better now or know more about.
I wish I knew how to paint, and I wish I took that in painting, a musical instrument, because I'm like, they just started in 5th grade and they can play like this. Why didn't anyone said that to me or do that for me?
And
Yeah,
what has
I think
stopped you from maybe wanting to pick up that skill or take a class or
time.
something? Time.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end
Well,
of the
maybe-
day, you're like, I don't have that time.
Well, maybe in the future when you're not traveling in Europe, you can, or you can get travel to Europe and take a paint class, or take a whatever.
What is it?
class.
Those wine painting class? Like you're drinking wine and
Oh
you're
yeah,
painting.
wine. Yes, do that. That
So
would
I
be
did one.
yes. That would be easy. I would do that because
Yeah.
all you do is get inspiration in your glass, and all of a sudden, I'm a painter. I can paint.
I'm a
painting.
Picasso.
Right? I'm a friggin' genius.
Yeah. So I did one because it was a what is it called? Fundraiser for one of the class.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so we did it at a local bar and it was fun. So that painting is hanging on our wall. That's the
Okay.
easiest fundraiser that school do. Because so all the moms get together, and it's always all the mom. You never see the dads because it's all the mom that get together because like now they're drinking and painting.
Huh, I wonder if there's any correlation. Mommy needs an escape. Mommy needs some me time.
I'm gonna go painting, kids. Leave me alone.
Yes. Mommy needs to explore her artistic endeavors.
Just excited.
And yes, if it means picking up a glass, well, hey, mom's had a rough life and, mom needs a little vacation.
So I asked this question when I sent you the Fabiola. So I need to know: did you?
Still not good person.
That's okay. But here's the thing: who would play you in the movies or on TV?
And I'm so bad because I always forget her name. Did you watch that show One Day at a Time?
Yes.
The
so
mom?
one of the daughter. Oh, the mom, Bonnie Franklin.
Bonnie Franklin.
The mom.
Yeah, the redhead with the mushroom haircut.
No, the new One Day at a Time.
Oh, the new one. Oh, right. Yes.
That's how
Yeah.
old we are.
Right. No, we immediately went. We
Like, don't
immediately
go
went
that
to the
far back.
original one. Okay, so the remake that was on Netflix. Yes, I did watch that.
One Day
I
at a
don't know the actress's name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Don will look her up while we're talking. But okay,
Justina
No.
Machado.
Justine. Yes, Justine Machado.
I think
Yes,
so.
that's it.
She has like
Yes.
curly hair.
Yes.
Yes, I see it. Okay.
She's a bit of a pistol. Sure, I could see that.
Oh yes, she's a firecracker for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for preparing that answer.
So that's my profile picture for Netflix.
Okay, Justina
Nice.
Machado. Okay, now I get it. That makes sense because I know her personality, and you're right. It's very very you.
Have you watched the whole series?
No.
I did. Yes.
Oh my God, I loved it. Yeah. A
was
lot of
good.
the
And-
stuff that came through, sometime I'm like, what? That's like what's happening now. Or like in that show, her mom lives in that one room
Yeah.
and then she comes out of the curtains. So she doesn't have a door. She has curtains for door. Well, my mom, when she was downstairs, she didn't have a door. She had a curtain.
No, how funny.
And she'd bust her and say, "Who's talking about me? Are you
Yes.
talking about me?"
Are you talking about me?
Well, and the TV series, Rita Moreno played
Yes,
Justine's
she
mother.
did. Yeah.
And yeah, no, and they definitely brought it current with exploring like the daughter's sexuality.
Yes.
and although Rita Moreno is always good, but she was like the very aggressive sexualized grandmother. It was a little over.
She
the
was,
top.
yeah.
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 But overall, I did.
Well,
enjoy
they
it.
have to because, they need to keep our attention span.
Right, Don. Any other questions?
Yeah, I
for
do
Miss
have one.
Fabiola?
I have another
Please.
Have you, and we talked about this in a previous episode, have you or do you take advantage, Fabby, of any senior discounts? Or you're not even eligible, are you?
I wish I did. Sorry, I did that because then the noise back. I wish I did. I keep forgetting. Because I know, isn't it Ross 55 and over on a Tuesday?
Yes.
I did not
Like
know
you
that.
get a 10% discount?
Additional
Huh?
see, you do know, additional 10% there.
I think it's Tuesday, but I'm not shopping on a Tuesday at Ross, so that's not going to happen.
Hello,
And
working.
And then I did sign up for, what is that, AARP?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is stupid. I'm paying a membership for a year and I've never used it. Like, what do I use it for? Like, I wasn't disciplined enough to read everything that I needed to read to take advantage of it. So I canceled
Right.
it.
Yeah, they don't give it to you. You have to do the research. Like go on the
Re-
website,
yes.
and then you
Yeah.
have to do the work to see. Oh,
Yeah.
where these companies offer discounts.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does take a little work. But I was the same
So-
way. Like I don't use them.
I'm more of get a discount with the apps. So I have an app for all the fast food, whatever food places gives you a discount because you have their app, I'll do it. If we go to a new place, a new dessert place with the kids and they say, get a free topping or get a free this. If you post it on Instagram, take a picture of it, I'm right there. Here, I
all
posted
about the
it.
apps.
Do I get my freebie now?
And do you take your kids like it's her birthday today? It's her birthday.
Oh no, we do. We've done that. We'll start with Starbucks, Pete's, but we'll just go down the line and yeah.
Then I'm like, Mom.
Whoever's birthday it is. No, they're right there with me. They're the ones to show me. And then we make Johnson do it. So we're like, download it on your phone right now. We're doing that with you.
We need free sprinkles, Dad. Hurry up.
Yeah.
So
And now
just
they have this app called
Yeah.
Too Good to Go. Have you done that?
No.
Haven't heard of it.
So basically it's whatever they weren't able to sell, they'll sell it to you at a discount price. So I know like Whole Food has it where for like, $9.99 you'll buy it on your apps and you reserve it, but you go between that time and they'll, it's either a deli or bakery and whatever they weren't able to sell that day.
Oh.
So there's a donut place not far from us and it's $4.99. You get 7 donuts.
Girl, you're all hooked up with all the things the kids are doing.
I'm
So
writing
that's
it
why
down.
probably
Too good
I'm not
to know.
doing.
Too good to go. Okay. I thought it was too good
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah. No, too good to go.
Okay, but it
No,
was only
look it up.
donut
No,
shops
seriously.
and dessert places. I'm not doing it.
Well, there's grocery stores. There's all kind of fun places.
But
La
it's focusing
Boulangerie,
on
you get your
the
breads.
perishable things. It's focusing on the
Yeah,
perishable things,
yeah.
obviously.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yeah.
No, but that's a good idea.
So-
yeah.
That's probably why I have not taken advantage of the senior discount because I'm too busy doing the other discount.
You're working it through another angle is what you're doing.
I signed
Whatever
up for-
works.
But I signed up for AARP so I could get the free duffel bag. Did you
how's
Oh,
that working out
no.
for
I
you?
got this free accordion thing for the back of the car. It's so flimsy.
that you
I
never
don't even know.
used?
I might have thrown it away.
So bringing it back, life is good, right? Are you happy? Things are going well?
I think so now, yeah.
Yeah, good. I'm very happy for you. We're very happy for you.
Thank you.
Things
Thank you for asking me to do this because I was a little bit.
Why? You were fine. You were all nervous. What the hell? Since when are you nervous about anything?
Well, I'm going to be on camera. How can you not be nervous?
Oh no, we're not.
Oh, wait, there's a camera? What?
Wait.
No one told me about that.
And you're paying us to interview you, right? So we should be getting a check in the mail from you.
Sure. Do you take a voucher? But there's an expiration, so you have to use it between this time and this time
Right?
Because it's perishable.
because it's perishable.
Yes, like us. But, so Fabby, thank you so much for joining us. Gary, did you have any more questions or are you good?
No, I think I'm good. No, but it was super nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. It
Yes.
was great.
And you weren't nervous, right?
No, just at the beginning. And then, then I
realized.
realized who I'm talking to.
Right? Hello. There's Don. I'm Gary. Here we are.
And next time I'm in town or you're down here, let me know. And then Gary gets
Okay.
things all the time too, right?
Well,
'Cause
Gary,
you're-
I'm in town and country now, in Palo
Where's that?
Alto. Palo Alto.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the city in San Francisco, and then I'm down the peninsula to see my mom every week in San Mateo. I don't get further south than that, but
You never
I
know.
could be
It's really
convinced.
pretty. It's really nice.
You never know.
Yeah.
Well, again, Fabby, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Were lovely. Congratulations on your children, all your success, all your reinvention with your career all the time. You're always coming up swinging. So we're so happy that you joined us.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And we're back.
That was fun. That was
That was
fun.
good. The one thing I didn't ask was, I've met her husband before, Johnson, but there was a running joke where like he doesn't really exist because he never would come with her attend any of the events. I only met him when they had a grocery store in downtown San Mateo.
I remember that.
My mom and I would go visit them and want to support them, and that was a few times I would see him, but he was always working. I was like unloading trucks, so he's just always on the go. But one thing I didn't ask was like, how long have they been together? I mean, well, if they have a 20-year-old, then obviously more than 20 years. But they've been together forever. So.
Yes. But it's fun talking to her. I love her. She was so much fun to work with. She's just a really lovely lady, and she's had a lot of good experiences with her life now, which I'm so happy about.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and then to see her and to listen to her, I mean, that's what I remember from, and it's been a long time since I've seen her. So she's one of those people that doesn't age. She does look the same.
Yeah.
Her personality is just always really up and positive and bubbly, and she's got that great laugh. And so, it was fun to see her and catch up with her.
Yeah, great. So good job with that.
Yeah, so are we ready to wrap it up?
Yes, so let's wrap it up. Whoa!
So this does it for another episode of Don and Gary Doing 60. As Don mentioned in the opener, we are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other fabulous platforms where you pod. We're also on Instagram under Don and Gary Doing 60. YouTube, Don and Gary Doing 60, and it's under Pfeiffer Pod Productions.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Sure.
Yes. Let's go with that.
We'll go with that.
So that way you can see us as well as hear us. And in all of those options, we would love for you to like, subscribe, comment. If you want to reach us by email, it's donandgarydoing60@gmail.com. I think that
and now
wraps
on
everything
Blue
up.
Sky.
Oh, yes, the elusive Blue Sky.
At Don and Gary Doing 60 bsky.social. And I'll put that up on the credits when we get a chance.
MOUSE.
Oh, God. Well, good job. And Gary, I have to say, your outros are really good right now. You're using kind of your, sexy voice. Welcome to Don.
Well, I'm trying to sound natural and unscripted, and,
it's
it
working.
is my morning voice.
It's working. Good job.
So we've got other episodes coming up. We've got other guests lined up. We'll be recording again next week with another guest, and I've lined up another guest for us. So we'll just keep them coming.
Yeah.
And we'll see where the podcast takes us.
Yes, we will. Hopefully to fame and fortune. Fame and fortune. Fame and
Fortune.
fortune. Fame and fortune.
I'll be
No more
fame,
wine.
you'll be fortune.
Okay. Good talking to you.
All right, we have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Okay.